Jaxson, I wanted to ask you just first off, you're getting some attention just NBA draft-wise right now. Do you pay attention to any of that out there?
Try not to. Just try to focus on the season and what's at hand. We got a whole bunch of big games that we played so far and coming up, so that's my main focus right now.
I wanted to ask you just about like the Big 12. It seems like it's a really, really crazy race right now. I think half the teams are 2-2, some 3-1, and some 1-3. So everybody's within a game or two of each other. What is your feeling right now on the conference as a whole?
Super confident. I mean, all the games we played, we felt like we can play with anybody. We played a lot of the top teams in the country, and we competed. So just making sure that we stay confident in what we got going, and making sure that we're aggressive in every aspect of the game. And I think we'll pull away with a lot of wins.
Has there been anything in particular that stood out to you that's different, I guess, about the Big 12 so far?
Physicality, speed, but I think it's nothing that I haven't seen before, especially at the last two stops I was at. So just making sure that I'm staying engaged and making sure that I'm, working with my teammates to figure out ways that we can keep winning games. So,
was starting the other night instead of coming off the bench, was it any different for you, or was it pretty much same old, same old?
Same old, same old. I've been in both positions, so I know how it feels. And like I said earlier this season, it doesn't really matter to me if I'm starting or coming off the bench. I just want to make sure we're winning. And, I mean, we won the game, so that's all that matters.
If you guys have to stick to this 7-man rotation, how taxing is that on a guy like you that is going to play 30-plus minutes?
I mean, it's pretty taxing, but it's nothing that I can't handle. There were a few games last year where I kind of got the reps to playing a lot of minutes, stuff like that. So, and, I mean, we have – great options like Wiz and Rob, the trainer, just people that we can look to help get some treatment, things like that, take care of our bodies.
How do you feel like you're coming along in your development as in that backup point guard role?
It was a position that I played a lot in the summer, so I feel pretty comfortable with it. Obviously, I took some time off once we got Dawson Baker back for a little bit, and Trey Stewart was playing the one a little bit, so yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm comfortable with. Still kind of getting a feel for it, especially with different competition, different looks, stuff like that, and the way that defenses are playing me personally. So, but I enjoy it.
I remember last year you asked, or you mentioned that the Thursday-Saturday schedule in WCC was kind of a little bit taxing physically. How's the schedule in the Big 12 been from all the travel, East Coast, Tuesday, Saturday? How's that setup been for you?
It's been tough, but I think that our coaching staff has done a great job at just making sure that we're ready for each game. They put a lot of time and effort into thinking of ways to make sure that our bodies are feeling good going into the game. So they've done a really great job just making sure that we felt fresh every game.
What were your impressions of Texas Tech last night in that Houston game? And I know Houston's coming up with Texas Tech. Your thoughts on them and how they played, and what kind of stands out about them?
They're a tough, gritty team. We know we got a huge challenge coming in to Lubbock, so we just got to make sure we come in ready. And like you said, they played a tough Houston team, so I know last night didn't go their way, but they're definitely super hungry. So we got to make sure we come in ready to play.
Jaxson, from your perspective, learning the point guard spot, what was your thoughts on the way Dallin attacked Iowa State? Had a terrific game, but did you appreciate that kind of performance more because you play that position somehow?
Yeah, I was telling Don the whole game, like, those guys couldn't stay in front of him. He played an amazing game. I'm pretty sure he was close to a double-double off of assists and points. So he was out there facilitating, cutting the floor, making the right passes, right reads. And I mean, me and him watch film all the time, so just making sure that we're, finding new ways to get our teammates open and find ourselves looks is super important to us.
Is that success a combination of your preparation and the game plan that is put in place by the assistant coaches?
Yeah, I believe so.
How big was that win against Iowa State for this team to maybe from a conference that you guys are in the thick of this Big 12 race?
I think it raises a lot of confidence in us, but I also think that we still already had that confidence going into the game before we had won. I think Coach did a great job of just making sure that we were confident in ourselves, knowing who we are and what we can do as a basketball team, even though Iowa State's a really good basketball team. So, like I said, the confidence has always been there, and I don't think we've ever lacked that.
How would you describe teammate Richie Saunders? What's he like?
That dude's relentless. He keeps going to the offensive glass, defensive glass. He guards their best player most times. He does everything. And, I mean, he's one of my favorite teammates I've ever played with, to be honest with you. That guy works super hard to take care of his body, working his studies, on the court. It doesn't matter what it is. So, I mean, I know I speak for everybody when I say that I'm super appreciative of Richie Saunders.
I want to ask about your style. I think people describe it as kind of like a slow-mo style in a way, but how would you describe your game?
That's a great question. I honestly couldn't tell you. I've heard a little bit of everything at this point. I think I do get told a lot that it's a little bit slower paced just because I know from the TV it may look a little different than on the court because I have long strides, so it may look slower than it really is. But just making sure I'm finding ways to improve in different aspects of my game.
Two more questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Pope said that you invested a lot of time this summer in developing a relationship with your teammates. What's been the result of that in terms of how you feel like you play and how you play together?
I think it's been huge. I think I have a different relationship with everybody on the team. I think it's paid huge dividends in just little ways, especially on the court with the guys that I play with every night. So just making sure that we're communicating and on the same page at all times on the court because a lot of these games are coming down to the wire, things like that. So we have to make sure we're all on the same page, connected. And I think me working at that earlier this summer has paid off huge.
Last question.
How did you, with Coach Fennell, he's calling these different defenses, how do you guys get that communicated so quickly?
Like I said, I think it starts with just the relationships that we built and just being on the same page all the time. And it's something that we work on a lot in practice and also just talking about it in the film room, just seeing the different things that we can do to try to help each other understand what's going on the court, on the fly, because we know it's super hard in these crazy environments. So, just like I said, it's making sure we're communicating, having the relationships needed to do so.
All right. Thanks, Jaxson.
Appreciate it.